Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. We're talking about Chicago murders on the Kevin Jackson Show. And the reason why I'm talking about it is it's nothing new. It isn't like, it's like, hey, there's murder in Chicago. Kevin, there were people killed in Chicago over the weekend. What? You've got to be kidding me, Kev. What's going on there? How did it happen? There's no surprise here. There's gambling in the casino, right? So 500 people, they reached the milestone last weekend. Yay. It's almost like, I don't know, I can see a game show. When will Chicago reach 500 murders? Pick your weekend. There's a drawing, a lotto. You don't be shocked if you see some crazy lottos like that. You've seen shows about this. There's a show where they took convicts and they had them race death race, and it was beamed out on satellite and fed to the masses, right? And they looked for higher and higher ratings. Stuff like that. What was that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he had to, he ran around and they chased him down and whoever survived, it was like gladiators fighting each other. Whatever, I forget the name of the movie, but Richard Dawson was in it and Maria Conchita Alonso. Not Total Recall, but it was one of these movies where he's convicted of a crime he didn't really do. They faked it and they put him in this prison, and then and all the people get to enjoy watching these gladiators try to kill each other. And there have been many others. What about Hunger Games? It's not criminals, but they pick people from different quadrants or whatever, different areas of the galaxy or the country, whatever they call it, and then they pit them against each other. Yeah. So it isn't like it's a stretch to believe that people haven't thought about something like that. Let's frame somebody, put him in a prison, make him have to fight his way out. Said no conservative ever. I would never be sitting around going, yeah, here's what we'll do. We'll frame a guy. We'll accuse him of doing something he didn't do, like mowing down innocents in a crowd, and then we'll railroad him into prison. And then we'll do a gladiator sport where we make money off of these guys killing each other. That's just liberals thinking that crap up. Anyway, that's what it's become. Escape from L.A., right? It should have been Escape from Chicago. Kurt Russell was in the movie Escape from L.A. They could have easily called it Escape from Chicago. Gun violence over the weekend, 500 homicides. And they brag because it was 14 days later than it was last year when they reached 534 in the weekend of Labor Day. 762 total homicides in Chicago last year. They're on pace to get over 700 this year. But hey, it's less. Woohoo! So Rahm Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago, he cares about his people. He says, I'm going to add 100 new police officers. Now, when I heard this is what went through my conspiratorial mind. I said, I wonder if blacks in Chicago will call him a racist. Will they accuse him of putting 100 hitmen on the street who are going to go out and hunt black men? Likely not, given that Rahm Emanuel is a Democrat, and also given that black people do a pretty good job of hunting and bagging other blacks. Yeah, Chicago is certainly no stranger to black-on-black crime. But the murders in Chicago have given Chicago a distinction, and as Fox noted in an article, Chicago blacks are killed at a faster pace than New York and L.A. combined. Last year, Chicago had more murders than two of the largest cities in the country combined. Now, there's a Chamber of Commerce slogan if there ever was one. We kill more black people in 1 year than New York and L.A. combined. Come visit the windy, deadly city. Wow. Exactly how long, folks, has it taken Rahm Emanuel to address the exorbitant, outrageous amount of black death in his city? He's been mayor since 2011. And a mere 6 years later, he decides to address the murder problem? What were you doing, Rahm? Were you covering up for police corruption? Were you working on re-election? Were you waterboarding some Latino that you didn't want to run for? I don't know. What could he possibly have been doing? I guess, though, the murder problem kind of sneaked up on him. You think? I mean, I have the numbers. Do you think that the murder problem sneaked up on Rahm Emanuel? Maybe. Rahm was like, like Marion Barry, outside of the killings, D.C. is pretty safe. But here's what the Huffington Post said in 2012 numbers, and I'll give you the numbers. Number of 2012 murders, non-negligent manslaughters. Chicago, 500. This is in 2012. New York, 419. Detroit, 386. Philadelphia, 331. LA, 299. Baltimore, 218. Houston, 217. Okay? They said, and I love this part of the article. Several reports were quick to dub the Windy City the nation's new murder capital, despite the fact that the FBI makes no such claim with any of its data. In fact, the Bureau even issues a bold lettered caution against any sweeping generalizations based solely on numbers. Remember what I told you? The left will use data where they like it, and when they don't like it, they go, well, don't use that data. Don't misinterpret the data. Just because Chicago has more killings than any other city in the country doesn't mean it's the murder capital. Okay. They commit the most murders, including cities that are larger than them, but it's not the murder capital. Well, Kevin, there is such a thing as per capita data and all. I get it. I understand per capita. I understand there are places that could theoretically be more murderous per capita. But in terms of sheer volume, Chicago wins, right? Here's what they go on to say. These rough rankings provide no insight into the numerous variables that mold crime in a particular town, city, county, state, tribal area, or region. Consequently, they lead to simplistic and or incomplete analyses that often create misleading perceptions, adversely affecting communities and their residents. Valid assessments are possible only with careful study and analysis of the range of unique conditions affecting each local law enforcement jurisdiction. So in other words, Chicago has a whole new set of problems than LA, then New York, then Detroit, then Philadelphia, then Baltimore, then Houston. So let's just see. They got Democrat mayors, every single one of them. They've got heavy Democratic, council, city council, board of aldermen, whatever. They're chock full of leftists. Every single one of those cities, you would have a hard time finding a Republican to throw a rock at. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, they're so different. They have a black side of town. They have a good side of town. And the good side of town is shrinking. They have a elitist class that gets everything it wants, and they completely ignore the other side of the city. Yeah, really, tell me what I'm missing here. They said, though 500 homicides is a shocking milestone, the FBI total is actually lower than what several other outlets, including Red Eye and WEBZ, reported. So, just so we're clear, if you have more homicides in other cities, you are the murder capital of the United States. And these guys are rationalizing it by saying, well, the FBI's data is not exactly clear. There are two other reports that show that Chicago didn't have as many homicides in 2012. Oh, so what? It was still the leader. So in other words, if somebody said, well, we have a report that says Chicago only had 498 killings, my first thing would be, are you kidding? You can't even keep up with your killings? You have so many? How? Don't even get me into I'm going to ridicule you for 30 minutes. I'm going to do stand up on just that alone. Chicago got so many killings, they don't even know how to track them. But let me give you some other numbers. 2013, Chicago had 422 killings. 2014, 428 killings. That's more, guys. 2015, they had 495. Just missed cracking the 500 mark. 2016, 762. So, recapping, 422, 428, 495, 751. 250 more murders from 2015 to 16 when Barack Obama was beating up on the police officers around this country, and every mayor was talking about sanctuary cities and all these things and not protecting its citizens. And there you have it. Rahm Emanuel has watched Chicago's crime go up every single year he's been in office, and he's done nothing. But he wants you to believe that he's doing something positive for the city of Chicago. The murder of Chicago, by the way, murder rate showcases Obama's work in stellar format. The fact that the murder rate increased dramatically under Emanuel comes as no surprise. That he's an Obama surrogate comes as no surprise. Given his track record, you think about that.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.